My name's Mr. Monty, and we are continuing with Lesson 9 tutorials. This is actually going to be tutorial number 3 in Lesson 9, and let's try to think back. The 2020 series, that's 20 lessons of 20 minutes a day for 20 days in preparation for the placement tests at the community colleges here in Spokane. This particular topic of factoring permeates all of high school math, whether it's freshman algebra, advanced geometry, second level algebra, trigonometry, for sure in pre-calculus, and then in calculus. Factoring is in everything. That's why we're spending so much time on it. We're actually trying to perfect one technique. If you already saw tutorial 1 and 2, today's technique is the same technique but in a more organized pattern. What we're trying to do is take an expression, break it into the product of two terms. Okay? So, Lesson 9, tutorial number 3, and our objective is still, I can factor this expression. Let's see how we do today. Today we have x squared plus 6x plus 5. First thing, remember the general form of a quadratic equation. ax squared plus bx plus c. So far, all we've done is factor expressions where the a term was 1. We're going to do a couple more of those, and then we're going to step it up a notch. Okay. First step. A times c. 1 times 5 gives us 5. We need to find two numbers that multiply together to get 5 and two numbers that add together to get 6. When we get those, we can rewrite them. First thing I'm going to do, bring down the x squared, bring down the 5. This middle section is going to represent the two numbers when we add them together give us 6. Okay, let's build our little factor tree here. 5. Two numbers that multiply together to get 5. The factors of 5. 1 and 5. 5 doesn't have any others. So 1 and 5. Well, 1 times 5 is 5. And 1 plus 5 gives us 6. Good. From this, we can write plus 1x plus 5x. Okay. I'm going to rewrite this right below. X squared plus 1x plus 5x plus 5. Now remember, in the first two tutorials, just move that over a little bit. And let's put brackets around this. Now, let's take the first product here. Can we factor something out of there? We have an x times an x and a 1 times an x. What's common to both? An x. So I'm going to pull an x out. That leaves x times something is x squared. So x plus, I pulled an x out, x times something gives us 1x. 1. So x times the quantity of x plus 1. Now let's look at this one. What's common to both here? Well, here we have a 5 times an x, and here we have a 5 times a 1. What's common to both? 5. Good. So, I'm going to pull out a plus 5. 5 times something gives us 5x. We left the x in there. We pulled the 5 out. That leaves the 1. So 5 times x is 5x. 5 times 1 gives us 5. We also know that we did it correctly because we have the same term on both. X plus 1, x plus 1 is common to both. If this wouldn't have matched, then we know that we would have made a mistake in one of these previous 2 steps. Now, it's kind of a tricky part if you're not used to this, but if we see this, is there something we can pull out of both? X plus 1 and x plus 1 is common to both expressions here, both products. So let's take the x plus 1 out. X plus 1. We pulled that out. What's that leave here? If we pulled the red part out, that leaves the x. And we pulled the x plus 1 out, that leaves the plus 5. So our factored form of x squared plus 6x plus 5 is x plus 1, x plus 5. Again, let's check it. Make sure that we did the right technique. X plus 1, x plus 5. Let's take this, expand it out to check our answer. Remember, first, x times x, x squared, outside. X times 5, 5x. The inside, 1 times x, 1x. And the last terms, 1 times 5 gives us 5. Add those all together. Those are like terms. We'll get x squared plus 5x plus 1x. Those are like terms. 6x plus 5. So, this matches this. So here is the correct factored form of this expression. Our objective today, I can factor this expression, and we did that. So hopefully this is a better flow, more top to bottom way of factoring this expression. So this was lesson 9, tutorial number 3. The next time you come back, we're going to teach the tic-tac-toe method. Once we get through the tic-tac-toe method in tutorial number 4, then we're going to step it up by using expressions where the a value is a bigger number. Once we get through the bigger number, do a little bit of practice with that, we should be ready to do factoring the rest of our high school career. Now you're saying, I'm ready to take the college placement exam. Well, this is a skill that you want to be really good at in order to be successful in college. So, this completes tutorial number 3 of lesson 9. We'll see you next time when we actually do this with the tic-tac-toe method of factoring. See you soon.